Welcome, my Zentangle friends. My name is Emmy, and we are on the last day, November 30th. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. This has been a wonderful month of GratitangleZ, and I really want to thank Lisa Anderson, CZT, for putting this on for us, for having all the patterns that she chose, the challenges, the joys, the gotta do's, the enjoying of it all, and I had such a good time. If you're still with me, I bet you must have too. I've grabbed my supplies and I have a saying for you today. The one I had planned is this: the essence of all beautiful art, all great art, is gratitude. It just seemed to me to say it all. But then I got looking in my pile of things that I always keep handy, and I really always find such peace when I read this. I hope it works for you as well. And whatever you have for your saying, I hope you really enjoy that. So, thank you so much. Let's get started. The pattern we're doing today is by Tomomi Kamiya, and it's called Uzu. Uzu is a very fun pattern, I think, but you know I like them all. Here's one that I did to show you a finished example. And then because we could use, remember how we did this together one of the other days? And then, to top myself, my husband gets worried because I spend so much time here in this room working on things. This is what I did in the middle, and I felt like doing chalk pencils, so this is what I used today. So it's a little wonky, but you probably noticed a lot of my work is a little wonky, and I'd probably do it different if I did it again, but I still quite like this. I hope you do too. So let's get started. Starting with my, I think I'd rather start with the basic pattern. So day 30, woohoo! Of Uzu is our pattern today. So start with an orb in the middle of your last calendar square, and then make some tick marks. 5 is the right amount, but just like always, no, they don't have to be perfect. Allow yourself that grace that they do not have to be perfect. So the way she does this is she swings out and around, and I incorporate this into my swinging. So come make a large, kind of a, I'd say a crescent, and it's going to go into a circle. Watch. Crescent and into a circle there. You can even make that more pronounced if you like. Come again, and around, and make that cute little loop. Do it again. Easier for me to keep my work close in front of me. Loop around, and number 5. The next thing she does, and you could actually do arrows with these, and on the website that's what she shows. She does arrows to let you know you're going counterclockwise. The next one is going to go clockwise. Oh, aren't we familiar with that? Start right at the top of each one, and so put a tick mark in it if that helps. We're going to make a similar pattern. But we're not going to go all the way over to here this time. We're going to go kind of, it's just kind of a smaller one than the first row that we did, like this. And then another, start here. Oops, so sorry. You get a big thing like this, it gets off screen once in a while, and if you and I were together, you'd be able to say off screen, but There. Isn't that sweet? Such a sweet pattern. So the next thing we're going to do, we've done each way, we're going to take the top of this little swirl that I made and bring it down like that. And you can either darken it or put it in gray or whatever you like. And I don't feel I need to turn my work on this one. Coming down right between the two. It's fairly easy to do, I think. Come down. And I have to make the top one a little more pronounced, like this. Has to be a little more pronounced for this to work. I think my pen is a little on the large size. I'm using a PN, and sometimes they can be a little bit large. One of the things that I think is fun here is to go around the entire flower with a aura. And that's what I did in my sample too, like this. I went around the entire thing twice. So you can do that if you like. Now your work surface, you may be able to do this quite a lot larger, and that matters. So here, let's do this again, a second aura. Aura always gives things such a finished look. And Uzu is such a cute pattern. If you get on the girl's website, Tomomi Kamiya, you will probably find tons and tons of examples. I mean, this is what was recorded for us of things to try. And she said she did this because the rhythm of the spirals reminded her of when she was at Maid of the Mist in Niagara Falls, if you've ever been there. All I did was copy that off of the site that we have for GratitangleZ. Now I like to darken this here, and all I'm going to do is put a big smile here. And I'll go ahead and fuss with that in just a second. And I'm going to come around the entire piece on the outside because I'm interested in lifting up this orb here in the middle. So if I go around the outside with a thin band of graphite, then I will get what I'm looking for with that. So the next thing, now you could, like I did on my sample here, if you wanted, go around this with these little tick marks. That is really fun. So you may want to do that. Not sure. And you can see how I've got the shading going on here too. And that's a bigger one, so that makes a difference. So if you haven't already, grab your blender stump. And I'm not pushing this out real far. Just want to give it a smudge, and that is what's going to lift it up. How cute is this? So, but I would like to go around the outside of this whole thing here. And I might do it like I'm doing it where I'm not even going to touch it. I'm not going to be tight this time. Usually I'd recommend that you go tight to the aura piece, but I'm going to go loose because it's going to give it the idea of a shadow, I think. So when I spread this shading out, now be careful here too to have that not be too tight. So push it around. It matters the kind of paper that you're using, of course. But that tends to lift this up a little more, so that the whole piece is lifted up. Don't you agree? I hope you do. Anyway, let's get going on that cute little card that we have. This pattern is such a hoot. So what I'd like to do is this. Grab your pen again, and this time make an orb. Largish. And we'll do a few embellishments on this one, decorate it up a little bit. So first one we're going to do is we're going to lay down our 5 tick marks in a range that is separating them out, but we don't have to be too perfect about this. It's a very forgiving pattern, I think, don't you? Okay, so come out and swirl. Out, back in, 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 and swirl. I have more room here, so this is necessarily going to be bigger. Make a little tick mark toward the top of each of these 5 to aim for, if you like. And remember, this time the swirl is going back the other direction, giving you enough room to bring that down for that little bit of a, I don't know, what do you call it? A little loop? Out. Oh, I did it backwards. Oh, Emmy. I'll have to make this up. I can do that. Woo! Maybe I could have used the arrows, huh? Gosh, that doesn't happen very often. I know what's happening. I've got a lot going on right now, and I just was a little bit busy and didn't put my brain in. Well, we've all had that, so thank you for your grace and kindness. There we go. Now we come back and make that little bit of a cutout, I call it. Smooth out the edges so that it is of the way you like it. I think this could be a good pattern to have in your pocketbook of ideas, because this would be a very fun pattern, I think, when you're doing a flower arrangement, if you do that with your drawing. Got it? Ooh, it's so pretty. And I really do like it when I go around and add that aura. Got it? One more time. Oh, that really swung out, didn't it? But I think I'll like it. It's all part of the piece, and I think it's going to look real cool, all part of the piece. Well, totally upside down here. Let's start in the middle and make a swirl. So what I'm going to do is swirl out, and if I do it right to start with, dividing it in 4, then it's likely going to come out well for me. Now that I got the 4, I'm going to go and divide the next bunch, each of those, into smaller quarters. Now that's more or less what you'd call 1/8, I believe. I like the beach ball effect. And then use this pen or a darker one, whatever you prefer. Darken them all in. I don't want to take too much of your time because I want to give you a little hint of what's coming in December. So I want to just have the best time I can with you here and now. Probably add a little to this later on. If I take the time, like I did though, to divide it into quarters, then divide it again, then I'll end up with the right amount of pieces in this beach ball shape or whatever you want to call it. Fun little thing. And you can go ahead and all the way around add those tick marks to finish this beautiful thing off. For now, I want to grab my blender stump, or my pencil first. On the outside of this again, like we did before. And on the outside of this, again, like we did before. I'm really working on the side of my pencil this time so I can lay more graphite out, and then I can push it out. So let's do this first to get this middle area raised up. And then smudge with your blender stump around the outside. Because I'm using this color, I really want to get a little bit of this in here, a little bit of the white. So I'm going to lay a little tiny bit in the middle of these curves that I have here. Little dot is all I'm going for. It's just an accent bit. That's it. Is it cute? Oops, forgot one. Always good to keep your chalk pencil, if you're using one, sharp. You'll like how it looks much better. Smudge below her name. So this whole month has been so much fun. I have 30 days of a jump ring. I used the jump ring, and I've got all of my cards and all of my sayings on the back of each. All of the names that correspond with the calendar. Oh my goodness, I had so much fun with these different things. Especially, we will never forget Zeppel, and we will never forget some of the other ones that we did together. Just loved this process. So I have an announcement. I will not take much more of your time, but in December, and if you want to just take a screenshot of this, then you'll have the dates. They'll come out, that's a Monday on all of them. So I'll have 4 30-minute classes, Zen classes. They're all free. Yay, everybody loves free. And lots of fun. For example, this is one of them that I want to do with you. And there will be some color. If you have color pencils or something like that you can bring, you will probably enjoy this quite a lot. I'm really looking forward to seeing you, and I don't want to take any more of your valuable time, because it is. And you have a million things to do. I know Christmas is a very busy time, so I'm going to try real hard to keep them to 30 minutes for us, for me too. Thank you again for sharing yourself with me, for being here, and I have enjoyed every minute of my time with you. Thank you again. My name is Emmy, and come on over to the Emmy Zen Friends when you have a chance. See you soon. Bye.